While traversing the trails of the Red Cliffs in the Grand Canyon, a geologist stumbled upon an intriguing discovery. A colossal object had dislodged from a nearby cliff, revealing a hidden secret embedded within ancient rock formations dating back millions of years. Prompted by curiosity, the geologist captured a photograph of the find, setting in motion a series of events that would reshape our understanding of Arizona's history and the ancient past. The genesis of this discovery traces back to the collapse of a cliff face along the Angel Trail, causing a massive boulder to cascade onto the path below. Despite the area being overlooked by many tourists and hikers, it harbored something extraordinary. It took someone with the expertise and insight to recognize the significance of the boulder. Enter Alan Krill, the geologist whose keen eye detected the potential of this remarkable find. The stone contains something genuinely remarkable that existed even before the dinosaurs walked the earth. 4 years after stumbling upon this piece of rock, Alan's good friend Stephen Rowland published a paper detailing the truth of this stone and the Grand Canyon. After releasing this information to the public, Alan's discovery quickly became acknowledged as a one-of-a-kind ancient specimen that could shed light on a distant past. However, the truth is that this discovery would still be hidden if the rocks hadn't crumbled. The Grand Canyon has been a place where many different stories have cantered, and while Alan's discovery adds to its appeal, these stories have been circulating long before the stone was found. The history of this place is almost 2 billion years old. When the Grand Canyon was forming, soaring temperatures and comprehensive forces caused igneous and metamorphic rocks to form. After this, sedimentary layers were created. However, the ravine only took shape around 65 million years ago when the tectonic plates beneath the region caused the Colorado Plateau to shape into what it is now. This high and flat area is elevated to around 10,000 feet above sea level and is now known as the vast expanse that stretches across Arizona, Colorado, New Mexico, and Utah borders. The Colorado River flowed across the plateau for millions of years, carrying debris that wore away at the rock located below its flowing waters, gradually causing a downward path through the igneous, metamorphic, and sedimentary layers. As time passed, the Colorado River continued to slice through the canyon's plateau, leaving a growing canyon. After this, a series of ice ages occurred, and the river grew more robust as the climate became wetter, causing deeper grooves in the ancient rock. What is known today as the Grand Canyon is essentially the ravine that the Colorado River carved. For this reason, the Grand Canyon is known as one of the 7 natural wonders of the world. However, Alan's discovery only added to the Grand Canyon's remarkable nature. The Grand Canyon structure is forever changing as the Colorado River continues to erode its plateau. This means that the natural wonder might be even broader and more profound in the future, although it is unclear how this will affect the entire canyon. As we have mentioned, there is much geological activity in the Grand Canyon. It might be surprising to hear that humans have been calling this place home for a long time. Humans first arrived in this part of Arizona at the same time as the last ice age. President Benjamin Harris first designated the Grand Canyon as a forest reserve, which was the initial step taken to preserving this incredibly unique landmark. In addition to this, the Grand Canyon was also named an official national park in 1919. Fast forwarding to the present day, the Grand Canyon now welcomes millions of tourists each year. However, it isn't just tourists that make their way to the spectacular monument. The Grand Canyon also holds the attention of many scientists, including Alan Krill. The rocks forming in the Grand Canyon are also some of the best and most infamous parts of the Grand Canyon and take center stage when it comes to tourist snapshots. The northern rim is known as the Isis Temple Towers, which is 7,000 feet above sea level. Although the Grand Canyon always has a constant visitor flow, it still manages to hold on to centuries and centuries of secrets. There have been many studies conducted at the Grand Canyon. One of these studies completely contradicts the formation of the ravine. Carl Korlstorm, a geologist, wrote a paper explaining his belief that the famous landmark was actually a lot younger than its initial age of 70 million years. He stated that the different segments forming the canyon all have different ages and histories. All of Korl's discoveries were met with much controversy, and not many people believe this new theory of the Grand Canyon's formation. However, the time to figure out the landmark's decision is quickly running out because the Colorado River is continuously tearing away at the canyon's walls and taking evidence with it. It's not all bad news, as other secrets are being revealed at the same time as the rocks making up the Grand Canyon are eroding. One of these secrets is the rock discovered by Ellen. Many of these finds include ancient fossils. The National Park Service announced in May 2019 that a set of fossilized footprints had been found in one of the canyon's far-flung regions. These footprints are believed to have belonged to a four-footed creature that lived in the area over 280 million years ago. Once paleontologists finished studying these tracks, they quickly realized that these fossils were a type of marking known as a cliniotirium. This was an incredible discovery, as such creatures had never been found in a desert-like environment before. These fossilized footprints that had been discovered in the Grand Canyon provided important information pertaining to the paleobiology of the deictomorphs. This is because deictomorphs weren't expected to live in desert conditions, as they didn't have the correct adaptations to be entirely independent of water. In the same year this cool discovery happened, the National Park Service, NPS, said they'd be making the biggest ever database of paleontological data. This huge catalog is meant to help both regular folks and experts learn more about the area. If finding fossils in the Grand Canyon is helping us understand how the rocks that were formed, one special stone is doing a great job of it. It goes against what we thought we knew about the Grand Canyon's environment. Lots of people, from beginners to experts, have been searching the Grand Canyon for fossils for years, but sometimes they find surprises that are just as interesting. That's what happened to Alan while he was hiking. Alan found his rock on the Bright Angel Trail, which is already pretty impressive. It starts at the southern end of the Grand Canyon in Grand Canyon Village and goes for about 8 miles. The trail passes by lots of famous rock formations. As Alan was hiking, he saw a big rock near the trail, but when he looked closer, he noticed some strange patterns on it. It was clear to Alan where the rock had come from, one of the cliffs in the Grand Canyon called the Manakata Formation. This formation is made of limestone and mudstone and is found throughout the Grand Canyon and the Colorado Plateau. It's no secret that Alan was intrigued by what he spotted, as would any other geologist that came across the boulder. He sent a photograph of what he found to Roland, who was a paleontologist at the University of Nevada. After looking at the image, Roland was able to confirm Alan's suspicions. Down the line, the incredible find was finally announced to the Society of Diverted Brave Paleontology, surely meeting controversy. However, the story isn't over yet. It took a few more years for the authentic details of what Alan had discovered to be revealed. Roland and his colleagues later published in his scientific journal, PLOS ONE. This paper detailed the Grand Canyon's fossilized trackways like the one found on the Bright Angel Trail. Due to these discoveries, the scientists were able to pinpoint the age of the tracks with incredible accuracy. This showed that the tracks dated back to more than 313 million years ago in the Carboniferous period, making the track record breakers. What Alan found on the Bright Angel Trail might be the oldest fossilized footprints of vertebrate animals ever found in the Grand Canyon, but there's more to it than just that. Scientists aren't sure what kind of animals left these footprints, but they think they might have been reptiles. This discovery is super special because it's one of the oldest tracks on Earth showing animals that laid eggs with shells and could walk on sand dunes. It's believed that these footprints were made when the area that is now Arizona was closer to the equator. Two ancient creatures walked across what's now called the Manakata Formation. Some people think these footprints were made by two different creatures, while others think it might have been the same animal walking at different times. But the research shows that the footprints showed different speeds and movements, hinting that they were made by different creatures. These footprints have stayed in good shape because they were probably preserved by sand and water. Over time, the rock formed around them, keeping the impressions intact and helping us learn more about the Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon is famous for its beauty, but many people don't realize the amazing processes that formed it. Its beauty is just the tip of the iceberg of what makes this place so incredible.